Marcus Aurelius once conveyed the power within our minds, asserting that control over our thoughts, rather than external events, leads to true strength. Recognizing this truth becomes a key to overcoming the frustration of a cluttered mind, the agony of indecision, and the paralysis induced by overthinking. As inhabitants of a fast-paced world, bombarded by information like hail in a storm, we often find our minds crowded with relentless what-ifs, what next, and what could have been. In this pursuit, the Stoic philosophy, as embodied by Marcus Aurelius, becomes a guiding light. Today, we embark on a journey to confront the challenge of overthinking, armed with 10 practical Stoic strategies that resonate with the Stoic theme of new challenger. In a world filled with mental noise, these strategies serve as tools for empowerment and unity within the Stoic philosophy, fostering a sense of strength and resilience. 1. Visualize overthinking as an external force. Overthinking is like fog rolling in on a clear day, starting as a single worry, but quickly expanding. Marcus Aurelius's wisdom reminds us that the happiness of our lives depends on the quality of our thoughts. The first strategy involves visualizing overthinking as an external force, not making an enemy out of our thoughts, but recognizing them as invaders of our peace. By imagining these thoughts as passing clouds and ourselves as a majestic, immovable mountain, we create a mental reflex to detach and let these thoughts go. This visualization is a shield, a deliberate effort that strengthens over time. As we distinguish ourselves from the barrage of overthinking, we realize we are not just the sum of our thoughts. This distinction acts as earplugs in a noisy crowd, protecting us against overthinking and reclaiming our mental territory step by step. 2. Take control by refocusing your energy. Spiraling down the rabbit hole of what-ifs and doomsday scenarios is a hallmark of modern life. To regain control and quiet the noise of overthinking, Seneca's wisdom becomes a guiding principle. True happiness lies in enjoying the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Refocusing energy involves grounding yourself in the now, channeling your energy into completing a task, no matter how small. This shift in focus pulls you out of the whirlpool of future worries, anchoring you in the present moment. This practical application is about engaging in activities that require your full attention, such as organizing your workspace or losing yourself in a book. By aligning thoughts with actions, you practice mental discipline, not to suppress thoughts, but to manage them. The goal is not to avoid overthinking entirely, but to recognize when thoughts do not serve you and redirect them, training your mental muscle to become stronger and more resilient. 3. Embrace impermanence and practice letting go. Overthinking often leads to a loop, rehashing past events or fretting over the future. The challenge is to understand the impermanence of thoughts, recognizing that they come and go. Embracing impermanence involves letting go consciously, envisioning thoughts as leaves on a river or clouds ever-changing and reshaping. This practice provides immediate relief and instills a deeper understanding that the nature of thoughts is to change. Cultivating a habit of letting go is like mental decluttering, releasing thoughts that don't serve you. As you get better at this practice, a newfound mental space emerges, quieting the noise of overthinking. Embracing impermanence is not just a technique, it's a shift toward a more peaceful and present way of living. 4. Create a worry period. Persistent worries, like the hum of a refrigerator, can hijack our thoughts at any hour. To counter this, Seneca's advice comes into play. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Creating a worry period is a strategic approach, allocating a specific time each day to give worries your full attention. During this designated time, you dive into your worries, scrutinizing them, understanding their roots, and jotting them down. This focused session often reveals that many worries are like shadows, seemingly large but without much substance. Compartmentalizing worries in a designated period allows you to regain control over your day. The goal is not to stop worrying entirely, but by containing worries, their impact on your life diminishes. This technique is akin to tidying your mental room, putting thoughts where they belong and enjoying the tranquility of ordered space. 5. Breakdown. Overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When overthinking strikes, the weight of worries can feel like an enormous boulder. Marcus Aurelius's insight becomes a guiding principle. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Breaking down overwhelming thoughts involves slicing them into smaller, manageable pieces. Instead of focusing on the entire journey, ask yourself about the very next step you can take. Acting on just one small step redirects energy from worrying to doing. This approach is like untangling a giant knot, working on one small tangle at a time. By focusing on one action, you navigate through concerns with purpose and precision, transforming the overwhelming boulder into a pile of manageable pebbles. This method teaches patience, resilience, and trust in your ability to confront challenges head-on. 6. Shift your perspective to gratitude. Our minds often lead us into a maze of overthinking, focusing on what we lack, what could go wrong, or what we have yet to achieve. Seneca's wisdom reemerges. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Shifting perspective involves practicing gratitude, recognizing the value of the present moment and the blessings often overlooked while worrying about the future. Gratitude pulls us out of the ruts of our minds, anchoring us in the rich soil of now. By acknowledging 3 things we're grateful for each day, whether simple or grand, we pivot our minds away from the cycle of overthinking. This practice silences the noise of overthinking and enriches our daily experience. Gratitude magnifies the positive, transforming our inner dialogue from scarcity to abundance. 7. Focus on effort, not outcome. Overthinking often results from a preoccupation with the future, its outcomes, what-ifs, and the relentless possibilities of failure. Epictetus's advice becomes a beacon. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Stoicism teaches us to focus on efforts and intentions rather than outcomes beyond our control. This approach does not negate setting goals or aspiring to achieve great things. Rather, it emphasizes the value in the quality of our effort. Focusing on effort liberates us from the chains of overthinking, allowing us to be fully present in the process. It transforms actions from mere steps toward an outcome into expressions of character and commitment. This shift in focus frees us from the heavy shadow of potential outcomes, making our path an embodiment of living with purpose. 8. Practice voluntary discomfort. Overthinking often arises when faced with potential discomfort or change, leading to mental rehearsals of every outcome. The comfort zone becomes a mental prison, hindering growth. Marcus Aurelius's analogy resonates. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Voluntary discomfort becomes a tool to train our minds to handle uncertainty and reduce overthinking. Small chosen actions, disrupting our normal routine, teach resilience and adaptability. Whether it's taking a cold shower, sleeping without a pillow, or walking instead of driving, voluntary discomfort shows that discomfort isn't as intimidating as overthinking makes it out to be. By routinely stepping into the uncomfortable, the unfamiliar becomes familiar, and the mind becomes less reactive to change. 9. Reflect on the transience of life. Caught in the storm of overthinking, we often lose sight of the bigger picture, zooming in on minute details of our lives. Seneca's reminder prompts us to reflect on the fleeting nature of our existence. Overthinking steals moments not fully lived, and worries may not hold weight in the grand timeline of our lives. Regularly stepping back to consider life in its entirety helps us recognize that many concerns are transient and, in the long run, insignificant. When overwhelmed, reflecting on the transience of life allows us to prioritize experiences and concerns. It aligns attention with the present, enriching appreciation for the now and diminishing the weight of future-focused anxieties. 10. Seek wisdom from outside yourself. Overthinking often traps us in a maze where each turn leads to more confusion. Seeking wisdom from outside ourselves becomes a solution to break the cycle of rumination. Epictetus's advice to consult friends, especially on matters concerning oneself, emphasizes the value of external perspectives. Sharing thoughts with trusted individuals provides clarity as we articulate our minds and opens the door for objective feedback. This technique not only offers practical solutions but reminds us of the collective strength we have as social beings. Wisdom from others becomes a guiding light, guiding us out of the shadows of overthinking. Each conversation simplifies the puzzle, not because problems are less complex, but because we are no longer trying to solve them in isolation. In conclusion, these 10 Stoic strategies serve as stepping stones on our shared path of intellectual growth. New Challenger invites you to persist on this journey, constantly seeking the wisdom the Stoic masters have set before. As we navigate the challenges of overthinking, let these insights become a source of empowerment, fostering unity within the Stoic philosophy. If you value the pursuit of wisdom, subscribe to our channel, and together, let's persist on this path of continuous growth and understanding.